what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Ghost here, and today I'm back. If you guys didn't read the community post, I've been out of town since Monday on the 30th. I went out of town on vacation, went to family, and had an amazing time. But according to Bungie, they just said we're gonna post every single thing, all the changes coming next season and end in Lightfall, including the raid date and time, extending contests to 48 hours while I'm gone. So I'm not gonna make any videos about that. I'm just gonna keep updating with the stuff that's coming out now, because I'm sure all of you guys who wanted to see information about that have already seen it. And if not, if you guys do want me to make videos about that, just comment down below and I'll make a video about it. But today we're just gonna focus on Strand because Bungie just dropped this blog recently. As you can see, it says 0 hours ago. It hasn't even been an hour since this blog has been up. I'm gonna put the trailer in the beginning of the video right about now.
Strand flows through you as it flows through everything. Now is the time to lean into using Strand, not back away from it. Embrace where the current takes you.
Threats make the Guardian. From the neon-drenched streets of Neptune's sacred city of Neomuna to Guardians soaring through the sky and grappling to enemy spaceships, it's been clear that the start of Lightfalls is different. Yes, things are coming to a head in a penultimate chapter of Light and Dark Saga, but Lightfall's influences and inspirations prove that there's plenty of room for the team to let loose to revel their creativity and craft to have some fun. One of the touchstones the team drew from the bombastic flares of 1980s action cinema. Okay, so we're gonna go with like 1980s action cinema vibes. Okay. Think an era of film with no explosion was too big and no action set piece was too over the top. This aesthetic informed much of Lightfall's tone and certainly had a big influence on the Strand itself. Even before it formerly known as Strand, the team had many concepts for Damage Type 5, as it was originally called in development, before aligning the feature and set lore that brought it to life. Okay. We had a couple of front-runner concepts for a while, said Destiny designer Kevin Yanis. Part of my desire was to have more of an astral, have something more astral in the game. Strand aligned really well with the fantasy product of 1980s action hero. Giannis puts it, there wasn't a single aha moment where all the threads of Strand fell nearly into place. Instead, its result was a continuous dialogue with the team about what would make for an exciting gameplay, what would make sense from the narrative standpoint, and how they could make these ideas manifest in the game. Though these discussions of Damage Type 5.5, I hate reading. I'm gonna pause right here, chat. Guys, if you guys watching this, this is out of my pocket. If you guys watch the stream, I do not like reading out loud because I fuck up and it annoys me. And normally I would cut this out, but I'm not going to, because if I keep cutting stuff out, I'm not gonna get any better. So I'm gonna make myself do better by embarrassment. But here we go. Through these discussions, Damage Type 5 slowly morphed into something a bit more specific than called dark telekinesis, which evolved further and eventually manifesting into what you see today. We had lots of conversations around the Strand concept known as weaves, came from trying to reinforce the physical language for how it manifests and how it looks to make it feel like it was the same darkness family as Stasis, Giannis said. The more the team talked about the concepts and evocative language that describes Strand, which terms and descriptors like weaves, tangles, universal strings, and consciousness comes to be, it's everyone's building on everyone's ideas, said designer Eric Smith. How we chose to implement these these things affects how we talk about it and vice versa, like weaving objects instead of spawning objects or summoning objects instead of it becomes part of the aesthetic. Okay. Deadly definitions. Okay, so these are the subclass verbs. Let's learn about them. Deadly definitions. To understand the Strand, let's start with some vocabulary. I said verbs. The same shit. Creating an object using Strand is weaving. Defeating an enemy by Strand is unraveling with them. Defeating an enemy affected by Strand will unravel them, disconnecting their life force from the weave with the weave, creating a tangle left behind after a Strand debuffed enemy is defeated. A tangle is a swirling bundle of Strand fibers. These bundles of Strand explode when shot, causing area of damage to nearby enemies. Guardians can also pick up tangles and throw them at their deadly effect. Okay. On the debuff side, there are 3 new terms: suspend, unravel, and sever. Suspend a suspended PvE enemy is lifted off the ground for a brief duration and essentially disabled. In PvP, suspended players are lifted off the ground but can still move, albeit slowly, and fire their weapon and fight back. Now, in a separate article where I forgot who the person is interviewing Kevin Yan or someone else, they did confirm that it's hipfire only. You can fire your weapon, but it's hipfire only if you get suspended in PvP. Unravel. Attacking unraveled enemy will cause threads to burst out of the target and attack other nearby targets. Once hit, the target will also be unraveled. Okay. Sever. A severed enemy was less capable of affecting material world, reducing their damage output as a result. I wonder how big of a damage debuff they're talking. Like, if we're talking like a big enough damage, like if I hit an unstoppable champion in like a GM and I sever him, is he still gonna like one-shot me? Like an unstoppable ogre, is he still gonna one-shot me? If so, I don't know. The major buff coming to Strand is a woven mail. With this ability, the Guardian is sheathed and protected with a mesh of Strand matter, reducing incoming damage. Note that in PvP, woven mail will only reduce damage taken to body, head damage, and melee damage will continue as normal. Noted. Thwip. That's funny to say. Anywho, one of the most exciting new abilities in Guardian Strand's toolkit is the grapple. With this ability, players can press the grenade button, and their Guardian will weave a hook from the Strand matter in which it can grapple into an anchor point. The grappling hook will then begin contracting and pulling the Guardian along. Ooh, okay. So it takes up the grenade slot. Okay. I thought there was gonna be like a separate slot or a separate ability button, like how Warlocks have like dash. It was gonna be a separate ability button, but it was take up a grenade. Okay. Strand grapples can create its own grapple points out of thin air, so you can always propel yourself through the sky even if there's not a solid surface to latch onto. Guardians will also be able to execute melee strikes during the end of a grapple, known as a grapple melee, which will deal bonus damage and unravel an enemy and push them backwards. Okay. When we were developing the concept around ropes and strings, we felt like it was a perfect opportunity to add a grapple into the game, said Smith. You never want to shoehorn something in the sake of interaction that isn't natural. It has to be the right time, the right situation, the stars aligned for something like that here. That's true. Now, in my opinion, this is a beautiful picture, by the way. Beautiful picture. I understand why. I understand why originally, if you guys didn't watch the original, like when they finally announced Lightfall and they did the trailer, that grapple hooks were only going to be used for hunters. Now, seeing their super in action, because you guys watched that trailer, it makes sense now. I'm assuming the grapple was just gonna be their super, but like just for them. So that's why it was just for hunters. Now they say, now that'd literally be too much fun to not use on every other class. That'd be so annoying. And hunters already have almost everything. They get more, by the way. They're getting more. And I'm over here a Titan. I'm like, yay, claws, smash, another subclass that we get to use our hands. We have more than just hands, Bungie. Please, let us kick something. Please. But back to the point at hand, like I was saying, I'm sorry, I have to go do something. I can understand why hunters only had the ability to grapple originally, but I am really glad that they decided to give grappling to everyone. Back to the point at hand, okay. Giannis said Strand really came to life for him when him and the team started to seeing power of the grapple and combined with other elements of the Strand. When we got to things like Tangos Online and we started realizing the gameplay here is incredibly novel, interesting, and now when you have interesting and new when you have to do all these quick context switches, with all these quick context switches in between grappling and slamming and throwing the tangle, all things can happen in quick succession and to rewards the player for having high APM actions per minute, which is really not really a thing we've had in the game at all before. Okay. So this subclass is really gonna have to be on your P's and Q's and doing many things in fast succession. I'm interested to see how this is going to work on controller because no disrespect to anyone who plays on roller, it's a lot easier to do stuff in fast succession on keyboard because we have more space and we can move our whole hand. We can have everything in the right area. You know what I'm saying? I'm interested to see how people say. I hope this is not a whole situation where they make a whole subclass that's like really good on keyboard and really bad on controller. But Bungie is actually really good when it comes to like balancing the two, and they know how to make a gun like, for example, DMT is really good on keyboard, but Last Word is not the best on keyboard. Last Word is really good on controller. DMT is really bad on controller. So they know, like I said, I hope they don't make a whole subclass that's really good on keyboard or really good on controller. But like they said, APM, so you can get high APMs on controller and keyboard. So let's keep going. Smith picks up the thought that and he runs with it. I defeat an enemy with my melee ability, and then they unwind into a tangle. I grapple onto the tangle, which refunds my grapple, snaps the tangle out of midair. I then hurl the tangle at a group of enemies in the distance, grappling onto the tangle again while it flies and pulls me through the air behind it. As the tangle nears the groups of enemies, I slam downward out of my grapple hook to suspend a lone enemy who will split off from the group while I who split off from the group while I am behind it. No. Who split me off from the dog? This is so annoying. Who split me off from the group from the tangle slam, and as the rest of the group explodes. Okay. Suspend a lone enemy who split off from the group. There's a lot of these really cool dynamic interactions built in the Strand and make me feel quite unique. I feel like this subclass is gonna have like a lot to do with how do I word it? Trailer moments. Like it's gonna have a lot of trailer moment things that you can do that you're gonna be able to do in real game. Like him just reading, him just describing that makes it feel like, I could do something that could end up in a trailer for a video game while I'm doing this. Like just imagine you like on Rift, because you can't use your supers in Rift, but you can still use the abilities. So you playing Rift, right? It's like, say somehow, some way they got Trials Rift or something, and you gotta set up. You down one enemy, because you can use diamond lances in PvP. Can you? I don't even remember, but I'm just saying, like, just imagine somehow, some way, you're gonna have the ability to have a trailer moment in this game. And I feel like it's gonna be great. You're gonna have like a lot more trailer moments. From the start, these new mobility options will change the way you play, but it doesn't end here. Each Guardian class will interact and wield Strand in unique ways with new abilities and powerful perks to explore and customize. Here's how it breaks down. Okay, Warlock Broodweaver. I don't know if you guys noticed, but a couple of the names changed. From some names of the subclass changed per class. Like throughout the time. So I think the Warlock is Broodweaver now. I think the Titan got changed too. The Warlock is our Strand minion master, said Smith. Well, when explaining how Destiny 2's master of all things space magical will utilize Strand, to understand how Warlocks will bend Strand to the will, you have to first understand Threadlings. Dog, this looks so menacing. This man looks like a freaking evil world dominating villain. Okay, here we go. Threadlings are explosive minions woven from Strand matter, he said. The Warlock Broodweaver, being a cerebral type, is more tuned with Threadlings than other classes. All Threadlings will run, jump on enemies and explode, but the Warlock's Threadlings will return to the Warlock and travel with them if they can't find a target. Let's say I have 3 Threadlings and I only need 2 of them to defeat an enemy. From a Warlock, the last one is going to run back, hop on me, and condense himself into something down into something that's orbiting me, which is known as perching. Then the next time I attack an enemy, it'll pop off and attack the same enemy, which really gives them sense to having minions doing the bidding. They love me and they want to come back to me and hang out. Okay. But it's not just summoning and wielding Threadlings as Warlocks excel. Okay, the Warlocks excel. With their Strand melee attack, Warlocks cast Arcane Needles, a deadly projectile with tracks targets causing high damage and unraveling upon impact. Warlocks will be able to quickly chain 3 Arcane Needles attacks in a row. Okay, so that's that scene in the trailer where the Warlock is throwing up. I was like, yeah, this man throwing a big C. I remember watching. I wish I was recording it, but he was like, bro, this man throwing up gang signs. I was like, oh, okay, that's what he was doing. Warlocks have 2 Strand aspects to utilize, and it's here Threadlings once again enter play. Weaver's Call. On Riftcast, the Warlock weaves 3 Threadling eggs and which hatch into Threadlings when they hit the surface. Any purged Threadlings are converted into additional eggs. Okay. Mind Spun Inviction. This aspect improves the several of Warlock's abilities. Okay. When you execute a grapple melee, Warlocks receive 3 Threadling eggs from their target. Threadling Grenade. You can consume your Threadling Grenade to generate a full complement of purged Threadlings. Shackle Grenade. You can consume your Shackle Grenade to gain a buff, creating a suspending detonation on every kill. Okay. The Warlock's telekinetic abilities culminate with their Super Needlestorm, a deadly combination of burst damage and aerial denial. On cast, the Warlock conjures Strands matter into a fusillade of hardened spikes, launching them forwards and wave in their hand. Okay. The missile will stick into enemies and in the environment alike before detonating and weaving themselves into an army of Threadlings that will hunt down the survivors. Okay, so they form now that I'm seeing it, now that I'm reading it, it makes the trailer that I saw a lot easier to understand. Okay, let's talk about hunters. Let's see how OP hunters are. Let's see how fun hunters are. While every Strand Guardian class will have access to grapple and an array of mobility options, the hunter takes movement and speed to an entirely new level. From attacking multiple enemies at once while midair, using the new rope dart weapon that benefits from maximum agility, it's no wonder that playing the Thread Runner has compared to the thrill of watching a superhero come to life. So hunters are really gonna be able to feel like the Spider-Man, is what I'm hearing. They're really gonna feel like Spider-Man. Okay. I see why they added aerial effectiveness. Because they definitely said we added AE because Strand is coming and we needed a way to balance out Strand without completely gutting it, so we made AE. So I feel like if you're gonna be playing a hunter and you're gonna be like, if you're gonna main a Strand hunter, you gotta have like 100 AE. But let's see. Thread Runner melee attacks Threaded Spike. Has the hunter hurling out a rope dart that bounces between enemies, damaging and severing them before returning to the hunter. Upon return, it grants melee energy for enemy hit. Hunters can catch the rope dart by pressing the melee button to input melee input button at the right time. Perfecting that timing will earn the player an additional melee charge. Oh, an additional amount of melee energy. I was about to say, hold on. So you're telling me they got throwing knives on a rope that they can pull back to them, grab it, and throw it again? But no, they said additional melee charge. Okay. So that do sound kind of hard, bro. I ain't gonna care if they do sound kind of hard. 2 Strand aspects will be available to hunters. Ensnaring Slam. When in the air, press the air move input to slam downward and spending all enemies. Dog, they got another version of Shadow Strike. Another version of Shadow Dive. So they got Stasis Shadow Dive. They've got Void Shadow Dive with the smoke grenades, and now they've got Strand Shadow Dive. If the freaking animation is the same, that's gonna be hilarious. Widow's Silk. This aspect grants an additional grenade charge. The hunter grapple ability creates a persistent grapple tangle when it latches. which is fully refunds the grenade energy at grapple 2. The hunters can use this ability to set up chains of grapple points, and their entire team can use, greatly enhancing their ability to quickly move around in combat and traverse the environment. Bro, imagine this on like a PvP map. What's an open PvP map? Imagine this, and y'all imagine you on like fuck, I can't remember. Imagine you on Widow's Court, right? And you at heavy spawn. You at heavy. And you looking down looking down a long lane that's over towards A flag, right? The staircase. You're looking down that lane. Imagine you just see a hunter just phew. Because you get 3 of these. You get 3 grapples. So you're just going to see a hunter setting up grapples. And he will come around the corner just grappling like Spider-Man around trying to get towards Heavy because Heavy about to pound up. And he just captured A flag. He will come around the corner, pop 3 of the freaking grapple points, and just he gonna be a Heavy. You're going to just see a hunter flying towards you with a grapple hook. I can't wait to see the content. I just know these trick shots are going to be amazing. The lethal combination of grapple and rope dart converge with Threadrunner's super, Silk Strike. When activated, the hunter uses their grapple and to freely move through the world in a third-person view, while also throwing their rope dart to strike down enemies. Hunters will be able to use a grapple more often during the super, and the rope dart features of both light and heavy attack. The light attack is meant to single opponents and can be used in the air or on the ground. When on the ground, the hunter can change their attack seamlessly. Hitting an enemy with the tip of the dart deals bonus damage, and defeating an enemy with it causes the enemy to explode. The heavy attack has the hunter swing the rope dart around in a 360-degree arc, damaging all enemies. As well as with the light attack, this arc also can be used in the ground or air. Now, this is different because I'm pretty sure this is like the first ability in the game that does more. I guess it has like a skill box, not the skill box. What is it called in Smash? I forgot what it's called, but I know, like, for example, with sword characters in Smash Bros, if you hit them with the tip of the sword, I think it's just Roy that does this, but if you hit him with the tip of the sword, it does more damage. So if you hit him with the tip of the blade, instead of like the tip of the knife, the freaking rope dart, and not like the actual rope, it does more damage. Okay, so your hunters they're gonna have to use their brain. They're gonna have to use the brain to get figure out the length of the thing. All right, this is what we all came for. Titan Gang. I'm your number one. I'm the last standing solo Titan. I will always be the number one solo Titan. I'm gonna be the best solo Titan you guys know. So let's see. I'm gonna see what you guys think about Strand. Okay, let's see what they did to us Titans instead of us giving us another subclass that we can punch our hands with. Okay. The hulking mass of our guardian should stand before squads of enemies, ignoring their paltry taunts. What? Why are they using these big words, G? We're playing video games. Without warning, gigantic blades made of tightly woven strand matter surround her hands, and she leaps in the fray. Powerful blades whirling in fury, the Titan's powerful woven gauntlet slice through the foes. Slide through scores of foes, and the enemy's humanity tremble. Okay. This Titan do look kind of scary. I ain't gonna cap. Bro, there's got to be like a finisher. They got to do like a finisher to where he like right. Ooh, that's going to be like, you like take your gauntlet and yeah, like the hidden blade finisher, but with that. Okay, Titans got a big one. You love the Titan love from the start. The fantasy of Strand-wielding Titan Berserker was wild, untamed power. As the subclass name suggests, the Titan uses the Strand in ways that ensure maximum carnage within your face attacks that can sever enemies en masse before they permanently deleted. This do sound kind of good. I ain't gonna cap, bro. This do sound kind of good. Titans might be eating this season. I ain't gonna cap. Okay. Titan's Strand melee ability, Frenzied Blade. With a press of the melee button, the Titan dashes forward and slashes at enemies with their Strand arm blades, severing victims and decreasing their damage output. With the default set of 3 charges, Titans can chain those 3 slashes together for maximum offensive power. Now, hey man, y'all, I just want to remind y'all, they definitely told us we was getting movement. And we got movement now. We got movement. They said right here, 3 charges with a Titan that dashes forward and slashes. Not just slashes, dashes forward. So you're telling me I can use my 3 melee charges to, this is going to be great for rollouts. Okay. Now do us a favor and bring Titan Skating back. Okay. We don't even. I would love Twilight Garrison. They said we're not getting it back. That's fine. Can we have Titan Skating back, please? Anywho, Titans will also be able to utilize a pair of aspects. Okay. Into the fray, destroying a tangle weaves a woven mail onto the Titan and nearby allies. In addition to the reducing the damage taken, this aspect also increases the Titan's melee energy regeneration while wearing woven mail. Okay, Drangar's Lash. When the Titan casts their class ability, the Titan will blast forward a powerful ripple in reality, suspending enemies that are caught in the shockwave. So I'm assuming the way they're wording this makes it seem that they replaced the class ability. So Titan will blast forward a powerful ripple in reality, suspending enemies. Okay. I like this. The Titan Berserker Super, Blade Fury, sees the Titan dual-wielding fist blades roaming the battlefield in ill intent. The Super's light attack is a supercharged version of the Frenzy Blade melee attack. Each light attack that connects increases the attack speed, which tops out of a maximum of 3 hits. In addition, connecting the light attacks will also build energy for the super heavy attack, which each hit. Okay. So you kind of want to do a couple, 3 light attacks into a heavy. With heavy attacks, the Titan hurls a pair of projectiles forward that seek out enemies, spending and damaging them on impact. Elsewhere, Strand receives new grenade, including Grenade Grapple, which is controlled with a grenade button. The Threadling grenade splits into 3 projectiles and weaves Threadlings upon impact. Just like this, Shock Grenade effectively acts as a bola, detonating, suspending a blast, and sending out the smallest secondary bolas that spent enemies. So that's what that was. I saw that and I'm like, oh, so they got like trappers. I was wondering what the Shackle Grenade is explaining. So it's literally of the bola. Okay. Finally, it wouldn't be a new elemental power in Destiny 2 without new fragments to explore and customize Strand wielding guardians. Here's what a look at the few new fragments. Okay. Threat of Ascent. Activating your grenade ability reloads your equipped weapon and grants increased weapon handling and airborne effectiveness for a short time. Okay, so this will work with any grenade, they said, but this is probably grenade. This is probably like useful and more dedicated to people that are going to be using grapple as their grenade, because increased weapon handling and airborne effectiveness, right there, airborne effectiveness. I'm assuming that even with grapple, you're still going to be considered in air. So having increased airborne effectiveness while you're pressing the grenade button to activate your grapple will be very useful. Okay. Threat of Fury, damaging targets with Tango grants melee energy. That's not bad. Finishes generate Threadlings. That could be goated for Warlock. It's probably going to be a go-to one. Threat of Warding, picking up an overpower grants woven mail. We got to see like the damage reduction of woven mail. From enemies seeking Threadling minions to bombastic supers to game-changing modern mobility options, Strand is beginning host of unique abilities in every Guardian's arsenal. Prepare to conjure and weave yourself to Destiny 2 Lightfall when it launches February 28th. Okay, so altogether, this is a pretty big dub. Pretty big W overall. For what I've seen, I'm excited. I've come to terms with it. I'm just gonna buy it. I'm just gonna buy Lightfall. I'm gonna buy the annual pass and just hopefully give it a chance. I took a big break. Hopefully that break was long enough. I'm enjoying it. I really hope they turn this game around again this year. They seem to be doing good with it. I hope they continue to do good. I'm praying, hands and knees praying that this new subclass does not break PvP as long as it did, Stasis did, because Lord, that was an annoying time to play Destiny. Any of you guys, I hope you guys had an amazing time watching this video. I appreciate all of you guys being here. Let me know your thoughts below in the comments below. Which class you're going to be playing first? Which one are you most excited to play as in general? And I can't wait to read those comments below. Have a good one. Be easy. Peace.